Hello everybody and welcome to another one of my model breakdowns. I am your host for this model breakdown, because I'm breaking down my own model, Jason Rouslin. Find me on Twitter at DFSGolfer23 with any and all questions that you might have. And also, of course, if you're an Awesemo Plus member, go ahead and hit up our Slack chat there, as I'm pretty much going in and out throughout the day. So if you have any questions, lineup construction, about my model, about any of the content, great place to hit me up. All right, so let's dive right in. Let's get my ugly mug off the screen and dive right into my model. So if this is your first time coming to the video, I talk very fast in this beginning part as I go out and try to describe or quickly go through what my model has and what you can find in it. So first, of course, odds and salary, where I've gotten the odds for DraftKings FanDuel. The salaries from DraftKings FanDuel, the odds, the ownerships, my rating, and then the make your own model ranking. That's what MYOM stands for. Going left to right, we got strokes gained for all the golfers. Got some top correlated non-strokes gained stats or other stats. We got the approach proximity from 2019, recent form, course history, and then it finals off with DK, points and field rank. Looks like I'm going through the TOC or RSM Dubai. So going pretty far back there. And of course, if you want to find a little bit more information about each of these, you can go down to the bottom tabs. So let's go to the bottom tabs quick before we look at who my model likes. First, the weekly cheat sheet. This is going to show you just almost all the information that I just showed you on that front page, just in a much more condensed version of it. We'll click Danny Berger, for example, and we can see his course history. He's got one top 10, a couple of 60 place finishes. We can see his DK points recently, doing very good, obviously. 80 points both last times. You can see his price, his ownership, etc. All right, Strokes Gaze and Database Screener. This is a great tool to look up how golfers are doing recently and the above. So this is Ian Poulter here on my screen. Looks like back-to-back weeks. Our ball striking has been pretty good. Also has some good history here as well at TPC Sawgrass. Then we go my algo points, just shows you what each category of thing each player is getting a certain amount of points for. And then the total points here in column J for the make your own model. What you're going to do is you're going to go into the red highlighted columns. You're going to change your weighting and it's going to generate whatever you'd like. I leave this one standard, but again, download this to an Excel and you'll be able to change these numbers. Again, change them in the red. It's going to change the rating in column R to give you a new one based on whichever you're looking at here. Then we have, of course, OWGR, where I give you the full official golf rankings of everybody. Odds, strokes gained ranked by the field, as you can see here. I've got everybody in the field, what their field rank is on the left-hand side. That's their yearly rank over here on the right. Their left is the field rank. Just a little bit different, especially if it's a weaker field. You get to see this is certainly not one of those. Then I have other stats where I put in a bunch of more traditional statistics rather than just the front four on the front page. Then, of course, I have on the approach proximity, I have both years. Moving on, recent form. If you are familiar with my recent form and course history sheets, I put them on there for you, those as well. Then we go into DraftKings points and database model. This is where you can come and find everybody that's playing in the field, where they have, how many points they have scored. For the whole year, it looks all the way back to, I think it's like all the way back to the Valero of last year, so almost a year's worth of data. What I'm doing here is I'm just copying and pasting, making sure all the data is filled in so you guys can see it. I apologize. I already thought it was on there, but again, this is a screener that I've created. What I'm looking for is the average number of points, how many points we've scored over a certain amount, and so on and so forth. So a lot that goes into it. These will all populate once I copy this field over. So just give me 2 more seconds. Want to make sure that I am showing you guys what I'm talking about, because if not, it could get confusing. All right, here we go. And there we are. Okay. Excuse me. So here we are. These are all of the points being scored by every golfer in the field, all the way, like I said, to last year's. Looks like the Memorial is what I have right now in there. So almost about a year's worth of data. It's just a really good tool to come out and see how your golfers are performing over a certain amount of time frame in terms of DraftKings points. Then I put my ownership projections, how I do it, what I come up with. And then, of course, once I get Awesemos, I average in Awesemos with mine to give myself a final reading here. So that is That's how that works. Here's Osmo's ownership and me averaging it out. Then the last thing I do is I break it into price category for you. If you just want to see a specific guys or in a specific price range, I do that for you. Okay, so now that I've gone through my model as quickly as I could, maybe that took a couple of minutes, we'll go back to the front page and look at some projected ownership and my ratings. Okay, first and foremost, we have Matt Kuchar and Ty Hatton as the best values according to my model on the board, with Mark Leishman, Billy Horschel, and Abraham Answer not too far behind. Hideki Matsuyama, Bryson DeChambeau, of course, up there. If we go to the make your own model rank, let's see if we get anybody different here below 7,000. Ty Hatton, Matt Kuchar, Mark Leishman. So nope, we don't. No surprise there. Okay, and in terms of ownership this week, no surprise to see Rory McIlroy in either first or second. Webb Simpson, who won here a couple of years ago, obviously incredibly popular. Bryson DeChambeau has been in some of the best form that we have seen out of him in his career, even though he did go on a stretch where he won 2 of 3 starts, or two starts in a row, actually. And then Colin Morikawa, 7,900. Looks like gamers are ready to pile into him. No surprise there. He has been in incredible form. And then rounding out, we'll go to the top 10. We got Hideki Matsuyama, Sung Jae Im, John Rahm, Tommy Fleetwood, Mark Leishman, and Patrick Reed as the top guys this week. So some interesting notes there, no doubt about it. Daniel Berger also creeping up in the top ownerships, as well as Matt Kuchar and Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay, Matt Fitzpatrick, Gary Woodland. No surprise to see them up there as well. So again, my model is used. There's so many different features about it. I mentioned a couple in there. The strokes gained database, where you're going to be able to see all the way back to a year's worth of data for your golfer that you're looking at. That's under that strokes gained database and screener. I'll just go right back to it quickly just so you can see it. Of course, the weekly cheat sheet is a great way to just compare a golfer that you're looking at quickly. You know, Daniel Berger coming in off 3 top 10s. Doing it by his putting, though, that's a little bit of a problem, as we can see there. So that's what I love to use the tool on. We don't need to put notes in anymore. Those notes aren't qualified. Strokes gained database screener is going to show you all of their strokes gained. So just wanted to go over that really quickly before I did that. So thanks again for coming to see one of my model breakdowns. I hope you get information out of it. I've put a lot of time into making sure that all of the information that I'm giving is actionable and usable. So hopefully you take advantage of that. And if you're looking for more, of course, check out my 3-ball video that I just posted a little bit before this. And then, of course, if you want to look at my ugly face a little bit more or hear my raspy voice, I guess it's not that raspy today, check out the last show in the industry, Live Before Lock, with Ben Raza and I tonight on our YouTube channel. So until then, everybody, thank you for coming by and stopping by one of my model breakdowns, and we will see you next time. Cheers.